It's time for AggroChat, the official podcast of the Tales of the Aggronaut blog and stalwart gaming community, where we talk about stuff and things, and the stuff about the things, and sometimes gaming. I'm Belghast, and let's start the show.
Hey folks, it's that time again. Time for another episode of AggroChat. This is episode 526. Tonight I'm joined by Ammo.
Hello.
Ashgar.
Hello.
Kodra.
Greetings.
Tam.
Hello.
And Thalen. So I don't know that I want to talk about this for very long, but right now Guild Wars 2 is running a sale on specifically the bundles so that you can get base game plus first 3 expansions for like $25 and base game plus first 3 expansions and all of Living World for $50. So if you've ever been curious about the game and wanted to give it a shot, now is a good time.
I've definitely been catching up with things in that game. So it's not like almost anything in this game goes like stale.
Right. Yeah. Everything's pretty much evergreen. And there's a lot of content.
Yeah, there's a lot in the game. I'm a fan.
Other thing that happened this week is the Nintendo Switch 2 came out, and it is real. And weirdly, I think most of the people that wanted one got one.
Yeah.
Stock has been surprisingly available.
So I ended up getting mine through Sam's, like I got my PS5 through Sam's. And the day I got mine actually delivered, I got the letter from Nintendo in inbox basically saying that I could make a purchase that way as well.
I still have not gotten that letter. I did manage to put an order in from Costco, similar thinking as you. They were sold out within the day, but I made mine early enough that it appears to be on its way.
I got one
nice.
through Sam's, which feels like it was a little bit easier because not a lot of people have Sam's memberships.
Yeah. And it's a paid membership, so...
I mean, so is Costco, but a lot of people have it.
Well, like, it depends on the area of the country. Around here, very few people have Costco memberships because we didn't even get Costco until a couple of years ago.
That's fair.
This is Walmart country.
And that would make more sense for Sam's to be more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Sam's here is very rare. I only know one of them.
Now that Costco is here, it's super popular, but we didn't get it till like 4 years ago.
Yeah, literally just...
It's like right as the pandemic started.
Yeah.
That's when we got it. Yeah, it was great timing.
And like, I don't have a membership anymore because they won't take my main credit card and I don't want to use a bank card.
Ugh.
Annoying.
I don't know. I might run by Costco and see if they have any in stock. I'm still waiting for Nintendo to email me, but
I wish I could give you my invite.
yeah. I mean, hopefully the fact that you know, you got yours and obviously you're not going to purchase from them since you already got one, you know, hopefully as they fall through.
That's the thing that surprises me is there's nothing on the email where I can like decline because I would happily decline so that someone else can get theirs next.
Because I think you get 72 hours, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been checking my email multiple times a day to make sure I don't miss it, but nothing yet.
I had managed to get one through Best Buy when they first went up like a month or so ago. But
No, all the places that did pre-orders were just completely a non-starter for me.
I was honestly surprised. I was mostly just like hanging out in solidarity with Kodra.
Which I did not get one, and thankfully Tam is letting us use the one he got and managed to get it all set up.
Yeah.
But I did get one that should be showing up sometime tomorrow.
I will say, like, there's a little bit of a thing that if you don't set yours up immediately on the copy from the other system, you can't ever do it until you do a system reset.
Yeah. You better transfer your stuff right away, or it's going to be a pain to adjust it.
I think I did transfer all my stuff, so that's good.
I did it, but only because I read information before I got mine that you want to do that thing if you ever want to do that thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
The other weird behavior that happened to me that I don't think happened to most people is like I got the bundle system, and when I redeemed the code for Mario Kart World, I had to insert the cartridge into my Switch 2 through the website. It wasn't showing up actually on the Switch 2 at all.
Wait, so how did you get this?
The virtual cartridge. There's still a physical cartridge, right?
But no, I'm very curious. Like, what is the mechanism by which you got this code?
It was in the device.
Yeah.
There's a little slip of paper that's got a physical code that you have to scratch off.
In like where in the device?
In the box. Sorry, in the box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, mine was, I went to the eShop the first time and said, hey, this game's available for you. Whose account do you want to link it to?
Yep.
Weird. Yeah, mine was like a physical slip of paper with a scratch off code.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's like there are two different versions of the bundle. It's kind of weird.
I watched the Loading Ready Run bundle and they pulled out, oh, this is a scratch off slip with the code on it. And then I opened up my box and was like, there's no scratch off slip in here. What the heck?
Oh no.
And so I started kind of panicking, and then I go online and then people are like, I just go to the eShop. I went to the eShop and it told me I could download it. Sure enough, I did that after I spent a while getting it to transfer all of my files. And yet, sure enough, there was the ability for me to download Super Mario Kart World or Mario Kart World.
Okay. Well, that's real weird of Nintendo to do it that way.
It's real weird of Nintendo to do it that way. I'm fascinated by how this decision got made.
Well, and there's another version of Mario Kart World that is a physical cart that you put it in, and the virtual cart shows up when you do that.
Oh.
We know they had to do some weird manufacturing shenanigans. I wonder if that has to do with why it's packaged differently in different places.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I don't know. Mario Kart World is really fun. That's the only real game that I've played on it so far. I like the weird Battle Royale mode, which I think they call Knockout.
I have played a Grand Prix with my kid. It was quite fun. I am really curious how much faster grinding goes versus other modes of transportation. Is it faster? It feels faster. You are on rails. There's less ability for you to cut corners, but maybe that's okay.
Yeah, it feels real fast. I was not prepared for how much better this device looks than the original Switch. Like, I knew it would be an upgrade, but I was not prepared for how big of an upgrade.
There's so much stuff that's fascinating about this. Magnets, how do they work? They're very strong. It's like I cannot pull this controller off of this device, despite the fact that there is no physical mechanical mechanism other than magnets keeping it where it is.
I mean, magnetism is the most powerful force in existence. Silver Age Marvel Comics taught me that. It's magic, yo.
Like I said today, I legitimately did not know that was a real video. I thought it was like an SNL skit or something.
Nope, that is in fact totally real.
Yeah, the ICP thing.
Yep.
I had seen it plenty of times on the internet because it was a common meme, but I assumed that was just a parody.
I don't
Nope.
I don't think it's possible to parody ICP.
Nope.
They're beyond that.
Yeah.
The device, it has some heft though.
It sure does.
I do not know how it's going to feel playing from bed.
Is this heft compared to the Switch or heft compared to, say, the Steam Deck, which also has a good bit of
the
heft?
Switch One. It does not
the Switch
really
One.
have heft compared to the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is heavier.
Okay. I can work with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I've been impressed so far.
It's very shiny. It feels very sturdy, but also comfortable to use. I haven't had a lot of time with it, but it's been a very satisfying experience so far. I started a game of I started Bravely Default a little bit, and it looked really nice, and was comfortable to just kind of sit on the couch and play for a few minutes without feeling like I was squinting or anything like that.
Yeah, the larger screen definitely helps my old eyes.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
Has anyone gotten the Pro controller?
No, I
didn't even know there was a new Pro controller.
I passed when it was like $90.
It is that is retail. That is not a markup.
Yeah.
It is a $90 Switch Pro controller.
I'm gonna stick with my 8-bit controllers.
Are those
if you can get them to work
with
yeah,
this?
I have heard that a lot of people aren't able to get their existing controllers working with it. Also, sure hope you bought a SD card.
I have an SD card in my old Switch.
It won't work.
Oh, what?
Why not?
You
It's
need
a
an
new
Express.
you
yeah.
you have to have this fancy new format, which is basically just an excuse for because these don't seem to exist on the market other than coming along with this Switch. Because there's not existing Express cards on the market that weren't launched for this. So I don't know what this format's being used for, but yeah, and they basically have exorbitantly expensive 128, 256, and 512 and 1 terabyte.
I was about to say I have a 1 terabyte SD card.
No, they're but the 1 terabyte Express edition is like $200, whereas any other just super fast video quality SD card is like, I don't know, $50 now.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah.
It's also thing that I noticed is I have a really fast charger at my desk, and when you do the synchronization, it asks you to plug both devices in and make sure they're on a charger. And old Switch was fine. It did not care at all. New Switch could detect that it wasn't plugged into its actual charger. So maybe hold on to the charger.
So it complained at you?
No, it just wouldn't recognize it. It wouldn't acknowledge that it was connected to a charger, even though it was charging, until I plugged it into its charger.
Finicky.
Yeah. So Nintendo shenanigans. I mean,
the only other device I've seen behave like that is an Apple device. So
I mean, there's some things shared between those two.
You can't go using like peripherals and connectors and things that don't have the seal of quality. What are you even thinking?
I mean, other than that, other than dumb SD card things and dumb charger things, it's been delightful.
Yes.
Also, this was Keeley Fest, the not E3 thing, which
Geoff Keighley's, I cannot believe it's not E3.
Okay, so it wasn't until Loading Ready Run pointed this out that I'd ever realized this, that it is Summer Game Fest, not Summer Games Fest, even though everyone says Summer Games Fest.
Oops.
I also didn't know it wasn't that.
This is
it's more
very
than one
funny.
game.
This is very funny and a potential commentary on God, what's that guy's name?
Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's because when he first talked about wanting to do it, somebody snapped up Summer Games Fest, the URL, and he didn't want to pay them for it.
That sounds likely.
So that is a believable story.
Maybe don't announce your things before you've acquired the infrastructure. There's a bunch of interesting stuff that was dropped, or trailers were dropped. That is also why the Guild Wars 2 sale's going on, because apparently they had a trailer on the show as well. So
they had a trailer. It's also running double XP for the exact same reason.
I tried to take advantage of that with World versus World experience, but
it does not apply there.
No commander was doing anything.
I think my favorite announcement actually happened at the State of Play with the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster.
I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics.
Well, now's the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you need to.
I don't know why. I liked Ogre Battle. I played that on this SNES. I just
Tactics Ogre.
I never played Final Fantasy Tactics when it came out.
It is
Well.
fantastic.
Yes, I'm so excited.
It's little precious moments, people being awful to each other. It's great.
Yeah. And they give you the fancier, cleaned up, nice UI version, or you can play the classic if you prefer. Fully voice acted now too.
I said this in text, but I'm also extremely amused that the new voice acting means that they retranslated it again.
Yeah.
That was totally necessary.
Yes. I did play the War of Lions version also, and I remember enjoying that localization also. So I hope
that localization was real good.
It was.
So I'm definitely hoping that it's on par with that one.
I found it real telling that we've had Sony's Not E3 event, and now we've had the Not E3 main course, and neither of them had any mention of Marathon even existing.
Yeah, that was a
Does it exist?
conspicuous absence.
It's a good question.
Maybe now is not a good time to be talking about Marathon.
I think
especially not if they have to go over all of their marketing materials to figure out what copyrighted stuff is in it.
Yeah, like I don't know that they've shown any footage of the game since this all went down, because you could not view a single screen without seeing stolen artwork.
Yeah.
And you start using it in your marketing material, that gets real bad real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because if you actually run into a copyright problem in the US anyway, the profits you earned from that are part of the thing. So in your marketing material, nope.
Not that I am much of a fighting game person anymore, but I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited about the Ark fighting game for Marvel.
Oh my god, yeah.
That looks so cool.
That style looks so cool.
Yeah.
I do particularly love how all the characters are very Japanified, and then Doctor Doom is just Doom.
Yep.
It looks the same.
He's got maybe a little extra fur trim on his cloak, but other than that, it's just Doom.
Yep.
No, it's so good. I love how hard they're going with it. I respect it.
I'm also happy to see that they're using Robbie as the Ghost Rider, because
Right. Yeah.
he's kind of been missing in the comics for a little while. I was starting to worry that
was what I was thinking too. Is like, character. I really like that Ghost Rider.
He's a great Ghost Rider, yeah. But he was very tied in with the whole multiversal Avengers, Avenger Prime war with Mephisto thing. So when that ended, I think it kind of put that character in kind of a dead end, and nobody knows what to do with him. So I'm pretty sure. I think Dan Ketch is the Ghost Rider again in the comics. I'm not sure.
I'm really excited about a new Bloodstained.
Yes.
That I thought was Castlevania trailer first.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the Castlevania trailer.
I guess it's a prequel, it sounds like.
I'm guessing? I don't know.
Would probably have to be for a number of reasons.
The world is in kind of a state.
I mean, looks like it's basically the exact same engine, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Provided it's not running on the Switch 1 anyway.
I'm interested to see how the controlling two characters works out in practice.
I mean, that has been in a Castlevania game before.
Yeah, you controlled 3.
I'm not even talking about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, it wasn't simultaneous in that one, though.
Right.
I was talking about Portrait of Ruin, which does have you control 2 characters sometimes simultaneously. Except not really, because it's sort of called in the second one as a versus game style assist. They come in, do their thing, and leave. Mm-hmm. Or you can do dual attacks that use both characters.
I hear there was silk posting at the event.
Yes.
There was a Deadpool trailer, and I guess they couldn't resist. So they canceled the Silksong trailer in order to show the Deadpool trailer.
I don't. Did any of you watch the Dan Olsen video from PAX on silk posting?
Yes, I did. And
it was pretty great.
I was unaware of the concept of silk posting, and now it makes sense why 5 times I've thought Silksong was already out.
Right.
Because, like, as much as I love Hollow Knight, I am, like, not a part of the community per se. I am a person who has played this game for probably hundreds of hours, but, like, I don't know how to do wall cling storage. So I'm not that deep into the memes.
Like, I knew shit posts revolving around the release date of Silksong was a thing. I did not know it had a name.
Well, look, there must always be some game that is perpetual bearware. It's just in this case, it's a game that we desperately want.
Bad. They've always been bad.
That's what I'm worried about, yeah.
Right. I mean, Duke Nukem Forever. True. I'm just saying.
Owlboy was good. Just gonna say it.
Owlboy was good. I didn't realize it was in dev hell.
Something like 9 years.
Oof. Silksong still has nothing on Beyond Good and Evil 2, though.
Well, no.
Well, no, or say Titanfall 3.
Oof. Just another shot to the heart.
Now I have Bon Jovi running through my head.
Mm.
Another thing that's out this week is Dune. Well, sort of. The early head start thing. Yeah.
Advanced access or whatever. Because it's not early access, it's advanced access. It's
whatever.
Different.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
It's it's here's some money. Give it to me 5 days early.
Yeah.
I'll be there on the 10th to play with you. I wasn't sure how much time I would have this weekend for it anyway, so just figured I'd wait.
I can't say I've made a ton of progress. It's been interesting. Like, running from sandworms is definitely a thing, and it will probably never not give me a panic attack.
So, like, I've talked on this show before about, like, I miss MMOs where the world is threatening. The world is threatening in Dune, and it's really, really satisfying. Like, I find the first hump while you're still, like, desperately trying to get enough resources that you can think about managing your resources is, like, it's a little slow, and my overwhelming recommendation is do the main story at least until the crafting tree is fully unlocked for you.
So I've been the poster child for wandering around aimlessly. There's a benefit to that. However, it comes with a negative, and also I had to do so many things multiple times because I had wandered around and found a thing and then explored the thing. And then when I finally started following the quest chain, it sent me back to that location. So I've done lots of things multiple times.
Yeah, the like main story is very well crafted to kind of take you through the first zone and get you the stuff you need.
So the game has this concept called contracts where you can pick them up multiple ways. Sometimes they just drop off enemies. Sometimes they're found in chests where it will ask you to go get a thing and then bring it back to somebody. And this interrupted my story, namely that there's a step in the quest chain where it asked me to go to a specific location to meet this NPC that's been our guide, and the contract icon was over top of it, so I couldn't see the location icon at all. And I finally had to look up where it was at, only to realize, oh, that contract icon that I've been staring at that I couldn't figure out how to get to is this thing, this town.
Yeah.
There's certain things that I wish they were more clear about, like, because the first little area is Temporaryville, and it doesn't really tell you that or message it very well that you're not going to be here for long.
Yeah. There is definitely a, like, required quest step that's abandon your old base.
Yes. And usually when you're getting it, you're nowhere near that base and can't easily go back and retrieve anything from it before you abandon it. Now, you can go back and get the items, and especially because we're playing on a private server, the only person who could steal my stuff is Tam, and Tam's not going to go back there and get it.
Yeah.
But apparently on a normal server, when you abandon a base, it becomes free-for-all for everyone, which has to be a surreal experience given how small that first zone is. There just have to be like random huts all over the place full of loot.
Yeah, well, and it's like there's a little bit of that, but also sandstorms are the real shit, man.
Yeah, no, I rode one out by rezzing myself over and over, and that was a thing.
Yeah, so there are 3 things that you can turn off that you can toggle on a private server. One of them is PvP areas, where you can basically say, no, no, we are not doing open PvP here. The other one is taxation, which is just like, oh, you have to pay taxes on buildings on your like plots above a certain size, and like it's like kind of whatever, but I'm also like, I don't know that I care.
There's also not a lot that we can really do yet with Solari. I've not found the town in the second zone, so maybe I could go buy resources I need there, but I need to make a trip back to the previous area to scavenge for the rarer resources that I left there. I also did a small amount of research, and I think the person who gave me this advice was correct that Mentat is a far better start than Trooper after having looked at the Trooper tree. Because like the thing is like there's when you first start out, you're not going to be able to stand up fight people. That is just not a thing you can do. Run and gun is not really viable in this game for a bit. By the time I left the first area, I was able to just shred people because I had unique weapons in both. Like I had a unique knife and I had a unique pistol. But when I started, like I really had to sneak up on enemies. And one of the benefits of Mentat is it has a turret. Now the turret is kind of not good. Like it is like I was expecting a turret from The Division where you throw it down and it basically shoots until it dies. Like until the bad guys destroy it, it's there firing away. Whereas this is you drop it and it fires off, 4 shots or so and then explodes. But if you time it just right, you can drop this pretty much in the middle of a bunch of things and it can one-shot most of the early encounters. So you sneak in, drop your turret, then get to safety and detonate it, which causes it to pop up and start firing. And it will clear most early camps. So that was definitely an advantage that I had going into this that would have been easier than trying to duke it out with a bunch of encounters. And I assume Bene Gesserit gave you some shenanigans.
Bene Gesserit. So, like, I think that the Trooper stuff is really cool, but it really wants you to leverage stuff that is hard to get early, like a good gun.
Yeah.
Or a good melee weapon or heavy armor.
Well, I think the difference with the Trooper, though, and I think this is the main reason why they were suggesting do anything but Trooper, because there's a Trooper NPC in the first settlement that will teach you how to be a Trooper.
Yeah, that's the one for me that's like, oh, that's why you might take something else. Because it is not easy. The classes are not equally easy to unlock. Bene Gesserit is significantly harder to unlock than the others. You have to want what it's doing, and I do, but it is a thing. I like Bene Gesserit because it's all about tricks, control, and like body control stuff. So like the stuff I get, I have one tree that's basically all passive buffs to my health. Like I heal more, I passively regen more, I passively regen faster. I have more max health. I'm able to resist the sun better. I can resist poisons. And that one's pretty good. There's the voice, which is strong, but I haven't used much because my voice abilities are make somebody slowly walk towards me, make somebody ignore me until I hit them, and stop somebody totally. And then the rest of it is just boosting those powers. But the real Bene Gesserit sauce is sprint, which I did not take when I played the beta because I was like, sprint, I've gotten that in a million games. I know what sprint is. It's probably okay. And I picked it up here to try it, and I was wrong. It is unreal how good it is. It shreds through my stamina at an unbelievable rate. Like I am fully sated with water and have eaten food stamina bar. It will shred through in about 2 seconds. Probably not even that long. But I move so fast.
That would probably be real useful when the Sardaukar catch you and you need to run the hell away.
Yes. I have evaded Sardaukar with it. I have evaded sandworms with it, like sandworms that are actually after me. It's really good. And it's like, plus it's also just, it's a relatively short, so it's a relatively short, like 20-second cooldown, and you go. There's the kind of early game, you're sort of getting used to the idea of there's these rocky outcroppings and you're kind of moving between them, and moving between them is the scariest and most dangerous part because you're just like in the sun and exposed and also sandworms.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time waiting for night to happen.
Yeah.
So that I at least didn't have to worry about one of those.
Yeah. And tapping sprint and rocketing across those gaps is awesome. And then I've been using that with weirding step, which is just shadow step. And shadow step is the thing that unlocked combat for me because it's like light control and also now I'm in melee with a target.
I feel like what I need right now is to build a shield generator. And I know, I mean, like I'm far enough in the tech tree that I can see it. I just need the points and the ability to get the resources. But I'm starting to encounter a lot of, bandit types that have shields now, but also have guns. Because like early in the game, things either had a shield or had a gun.
Yes.
So like if they had a shield, they had a knife. If they had a gun, they were also vulnerable to guns.
Yes. No, enemies with shields are a real consideration. And getting a shield yourself is huge.
But it feels real unfair when you're up against a shielded target that is also just plunking the hell out of you with a gun.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, so the shields work for the same for enemies as they do for you, which is not always helpful, but the shield drops as soon as you fire a gun, and it takes a moment to come back up. And like, is this cold comfort? Sure. I'm not gonna lie. It's the window in which you can shoot the guy is the window in which they're shooting you. And I don't always love that choice. So
I'm just saying that like I had a stack of 35 band-aids on my character when I went into the second area, and I used them all.
Yes.
and was desperately hunting for the scrub brush to make more band-aids.
Yeah, you get a sand bike, and that thing is my best friend. I have gotten so much mileage out of my sand bike. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Several sand bikes that have fallen prey to various disasters.
My sand bike is so I unlocked the planetologist tree and have put points into the piloting skills so that my fuel lasts longer, and also like my durability of the bike lasts longer. But When I first went to the second area, I had enough time to get myself in from a sandstorm, did not get enough time to get my bike in from a sandstorm. So my bike's hurting a bit right now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's real important to build a garage.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things that you can one of the types of doors you can make is the wide door, which I'm using as a garage door because yes.
Look, I've successfully navigated or piloted my bike in through the normal human door. It's fine. And the thing is you really don't even have to have a door to make your garage. You just have to have it enclosed enough to where the sheltered trait pops up on your character.
The much more important one is having a little ramp so that your bike can actually get in there.
Yeah.
It's not perfectly even ground. But the vehicle, I don't know, the vehicle summoner is a really useful tool too. I had a particularly awful, particularly terrifying experience where I was like, I don't know, these red zones in the sand can't be that bad, and drove my bike across one, discovered it was quicksand.
Oh, that's what those are.
That is awful. Quicksand is awful. I was able to hop off my bike, call it in with my bike ability, and then use Bene Gesserit Sprint to get the hell out. But no, it was a very bad time.
So the one thing that I've kind of come to a realization on is more or less how the sandworms work. Mentally going into this, I assumed it was like the random monster encounter in a Final Fantasy game.
No.
Where you're just rolling a dice every time you take a step. But no, they have paths that they move on. And if you see a sandworm that's just passed, chances are you can cross that gap before triggering them in order to get them to come back and look at you.
Yeah.
And just because it pops and throws full alert doesn't mean it's actually after you. It's just popping because a sandworm breached.
Yeah.
But it's still terrifying.
They're still terrifying. There is a second stage. They like pop out of the ground, and like obviously if you happen to be where they pop out of the ground, you're getting wrecked. There is a second stage in which after they breach, if you hang out too close to them for too long or annoy them too much, they will go back down and then surface to chase you. They are extremely fast. Like if that happens, like you should be well on your way to a safe area because you cannot outrun them. They are extremely fast and they will kill you. I am just about recovered from my like last night I had a just a bad time. I had a backpack and bike full of loot. I was like sitting pretty, thought, let me get all this stuff back to base. This is going to be great. I'm going to go to bed. Super fast go. Got sandwormed. Most of the time when you die, you reappear at one of a handful of spawn points. It's best to remember to put a respawn beacon in your house, but otherwise,
you can also like if you open up so the same place that you go to grant somebody permissions, there's a checkbox there asking if you want this to be your respawn point. I don't know why it's not checked by default, but that way you don't actually have to put a beacon in your house.
Yeah. But yeah, respawn beacon, they're fairly helpful. But most of the time when you die, you lose the consumable items like crafting items and stuff that sit in the world on a backpack that you can recover. If you die because of quicksand, a sandworm, or a sandstorm, I think. I don't know about the last one. Your stuff is gone. Everything you had, you wake up naked at your respawn point. Your equipment, your bike, your entire inventory, it is all unrecoverable. The world will mess you up. And I did not respect that enough and had just way too many items and not enough backups in my base. And so the one that I had to go farm up another shield generator because I haven't had one for a while. Because I only made the one. I was like, why would I need more than one of these?
Well, in the unique items, you only get the right to craft one of those.
Yes.
Per pattern that you find. You can go back and find other patterns to get additional crafts, but yeah, so like if you lose your unique, you got to go acquire another one somehow.
Yeah. I definitely lost 4 uniques. Three of them I'm not like dying about, but I really miss my unique water bottle.
Yeah.
It was a really nice water bottle. Also, I had unique armor, a unique suspensor belt, a unique weapon, and the thing that I miss the most is my unique water bottle.
Yep. That tells you what this game is. Because the unique water bottle had 6 pips worth of water in it instead of 4 pips.
Yes. That will keep you going a long time.
Okay, so here's my minor complaint. I wish the blood processor would like auto pull out blood bags that you've stuck in the storage of that machine.
Oh, interesting. I see what you mean.
And I also wish that you could connect up it somehow to one of the igloo coolers that you eventually get that you can put water in. I already want to Minecraft this. I'm sorry.
So the I'm pretty sure that the like if you have like a water cistern,
yeah,
the water cistern does pull from them. Like it does create a circuit that it can pull from.
Okay. Yeah, so like my thing is I would walk around the desert with like 6 blood bags because I was killing a lot of stuff and I didn't want any of their precious moisture to go to waste. So that's a whole cycle in this game, is that basically you can craft a blood bag and you have a syringe, and after you kill someone, you can drain them of their blood. You can technically drink the blood to gain moisture, but you get a debuff because that's a bad idea. Or you could put it through a blood purification machine to pull out the water, and that's the better option. But like I think you can only, there's only like 3 pips of storage space in a blood bag. So like you're going to run out of storage space from draining, bandits. So I just carried around a bunch of blood bags.
Yeah, getting the still suit makes a huge difference here.
Yeah, but I hate that that you have to make the decision, do I want to use a still suit or do I want to use armor?
Fair.
And I feel like the correct choice is I want to use a still suit. And that'll be more of a correct choice once I have a personal shield, because it is noticeable how the difference in how your moisture drains away between the two, like starkly noticeable. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like at first I was like, I don't know what I'm really thinking about this for the first hour or so. And then I kind of got into a rhythm, and then I don't know, I've played a lot of it now.
Yeah. Like I had the exact same arc where I was like, I'm not totally sure this is what I'm after. And the more I've played it, the more I'm like, oh no, this is really cool. I really is. There's a really good just like risk reward for, going out and doing crazy stuff, but it's dangerous.
And you like really have to think your way through the map, because like especially early, there's usually ways to get places where you can minimize the amount of time that you're exposed to the desert.
Yes.
By like walking along this chain of rock islands. Second Zone doesn't seem to have as many of those.
No, it's got bigger spaces in between them. Like there's definitely a risk reward tool that you get, and I am learning to use because it's not safe. There's like fancy sand, which you can use to make silicone blocks, and that's cool and handy.
But compacting the sand really, really, really pulls the worms.
Yeah. So I can get about 3 taps on it's the this sand is only out in the open dunes, and it every time it hits the ground, you see the sandworm meter spike to red.
Congrats, you made a thumper.
It's a tiny thumper, and so it's how much do you want to push your luck? How much do you want to try to get this stuff before the sandworm is coming? You're gonna make it mad, and like it is so refreshing to play a game where the environment, like it's not like, you know, a brutal grinder of a game, but the environment is a real threat and a persistent threat. And I really enjoy, like, if I'm gonna go fight stuff, I want to be in armor. If I want to be ranging and exploring, I really want to be in a still suit. There's a lot of interesting choices even early that I feel like I get to make.
And the building system strikes a good balance between very easy to do and overly complicated. Because, like, you can kind of do whatever you want, but it's a lot of prefab shapes.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were you going to say, Thalen? At some point, I swear I heard you chime in.
I don't remember now. Something about the worms. I think the comment that you made about, that sounded like a thumper.
Yeah, it's exactly a thumper. The thing is like, okay, that's kind of the coolest part about this game is it feels like you're playing the movie. Like, as you're working your way cautiously along rock edges, and like there's been several moments where I have felt like I was in the scene with Paul and Jessica running from the worm.
Yeah, it feels good. They nail the feel really.
Hopefully at some point, once you're sufficiently awesome, you can ride a worm.
I hope so.
Idea.
I hope
feel like
so.
I would be unstoppable.
That would be amazing.
Like I think that the worms are scarier and more dramatic in this game than they are in the movie, or possibly even the book. Like, they're terrifying. It's genuinely like, that is huge.
Well, and you can hear them from anywhere in the map.
Yeah.
So anytime you hear that noise, you're scanning the horizon trying to figure out where quote unquote worm sign happened. And it's okay. I got it. Like, I mean, this may be all we end up talking about for the rest of the show, but I have to give so much credit. There's radio stations in game that are the Westwood music from Dune 2 and Dune,
nice.
The RPG, and interspersed with it are little radio plays, like sponsored by Chome, and you know, like one that's like a basically political propaganda for the Harkonnens, and you can toggle these on while you're out roaming around the world, and it's delightful. There's basically an Imperial one, a Atreides one, a Harkonnen one, and then I forget what the other one is, but they're all great. They're great. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of psyching myself up because tomorrow I really need to make a trek across the divide between the two zones and go back to my old base and try and scavenge the trove of stuff that I left behind, because I desperately need it in zone 2.
Yeah, I just found your trove, and yes.
Oh, are you in the original zone?
Well, I went back. I needed to get stuff for a shield, and I sure can't hack it in the second zone's like research area.
I had sat down and made a base. It's multi-floors. It's got all kinds of storage chests. Feel free to help yourself to any of the water.
Nothing's got power anymore because you took the thing out.
Right.
I'm not close to it, but I genuinely considered laying down a thing there just to keep it up.
Yeah. I mean, I had to. It didn't let me not. Like, I got rid of the first base, no problem. I had nothing there that I cared about. That second base has a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah.
I need all of those materials that I got from delving into caves and stuff. But yeah, that's definitely tomorrow's mission, is going back to my first base, or my technically my second base, and trying to make it back to base number 3 with as many of the resources as I can. So I'm going to have to like cross the divide pretty light. Probably only take water.
Water and a bike.
Yeah.
Storage
Water, bike,
thing.
still suit. Yeah, I already made the storage container because, I mean, that's been handy enough just for trucking iron around. I've also been storing extra batteries in the storage container. It's good stuff. I don't think it'll be for everybody, but
Yeah, like it's definitely not a like it is definitely a specific game doing a very specific thing, and I appreciate that they have really leaned into the specific thing they're doing.
I mean, were we not on a private server, I don't think I would like it as much.
No, I agree.
Because there would have been external pressures that for resources, things like that. And like the desert is a hard enough boss to not have to deal with random players being awful.
Yes, I concur. The desert is punishing enough for everybody. I really, really want an ornithopter. The various things, unlocking planetologist made me realize that this game is quite a bit bigger than I originally thought.
Right. Because you can read the descriptions of things and like, oh, okay.
I've been looking at playing a Mentat because people have been like, tactician is one of its subclasses, and like, okay, yes, I will play a game that lets me play a tactician.
Yeah, it seems like it's got stuff there for that.
Yeah, Mentat's real powerful. Like the problem with Mentat though is there's a lot of the really good stuff that you can't unlock until you've found a trainer, and there's no trainer to be found yet that I've seen. So I mostly went into the gunplay tree on Mentat. But I mean, I've got basically my turret and I've got a shield that I can put down. But the only problem with the shield is it's not very tall. So you have to be crouching behind it in order to actually do anything.
Yeah, I found the advanced Bene Gesserit trainer to get the second tier of my abilities, and I might be making some poor decisions to try to get that.
I'm kind of hoping there's some way to reset your talents at some point.
Yeah, there is. I think it's right there on the talent button on the talent.
Okay. I mean, Mentat feels like it has a very balanced kit.
Yeah, the Mentat kit looks good.
I mean, I think that the problem with Trooper and the problem with Swordmaster is they're both, I just want to do this one thing classes. And I feel like this is a game that you kind of need a balanced kit to approach, unless you're absolutely only ever going to be playing with other players.
I feel like Swordmaster has some pretty cool stuff early on. I'd have to look at it again. Swordmaster is a non-trivial class to pick up later, though.
Oh, that feels a little surprising.
Yeah, it was, given how easy Trooper is, it was sort of surprising that Swordmaster is significantly harder.
Any of the other topics pretty short?
I can talk quickly about the Ninja Turtles roguelike.
Okay.
The other roguelike.
Is what?
The other roguelike.
The other one.
They added a roguelike mode to Shredder's Revenge sometimes back.
Oh, interesting. I bet that would be fun. Shredder's Revenge was a lot of fun. Yeah, basically on the back of Shredder's Revenge was really fun. I really wanted more. I really wanted to just play more Ninja Turtle stuff, and so I picked up Splintered Fate, which is basically, I mean, it's like Ninja Turtles Hades. It's actually,
I've heard that this game is extremely fun in co-op, but in single player, you might as well just play Hades.
I mean, that's probably fair. Like, I'm not going to say that.
But also, Hades doesn't have co-op. Like, there is appeal in roguelites with co-op in them.
Yeah.
It's a large part of the reason I like Astral Ascent.
But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it really is. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush with this one. It really is just Ninja Turtles Hades. Like, that's what it's doing. You have a set of abilities, you get ability upgrades. Each turtle has different base abilities, and you can upgrade them to do a variety of other stuff. You beat up Foot Clan and bosses, and there's a bunch of it's based on the newer cartoon, which I've heard is actually good, but I haven't seen it.
Like the newest cartoon, or
I don't know.
Do the
The one where
turtles
they
have wildly different body forms?
Sort of. I mean, they're still all turtles, but they're not carbon copies of one another with different colored cloth. They have like different silhouettes, slightly different silhouettes.
I mean, if they're only slightly different, then it's not the one that I'm thinking of.
But
Maybe
like
the second most recent cartoon, then.
maybe.
I mean,
Which was really good.
This was an Apple Arcade game, so like it's not that recent. So it's probably not the newest cartoon.
But yeah, I mean, it was in pretty good. It was in pretty good shape. I really enjoyed. I didn't really like. Part of it is I have drained all of the juice out of Hades, and I have played enough of Hades 2 that I'm waiting for its full release. And so like this is a good itch to scratch in between. But like it's fun, and I did not actually realize it had co-op. But if it has co-op, that co-op is super fun.
Yeah, it's got co-op. I would have described that as this game's main appeal.
I like if I didn't, I would have thought this game was pretty decent if I didn't know it had co-op, and knowing that it has co-op has propelled that to, oh wow, this is actually super. But yeah, it was.
Sounds like really this is based on the current comic book continuity to a degree.
It's probably
the one. So the big thing there is that Splinter and the Turtles are all like the reincarnations of Hamato Yoshi and his sons from feudal Japan. I don't know if that comes up in the game or not.
I can't say that it has been a plot point now.
Yeah, this is very much not the newest art style, which is nonsense. I've been looking up screenshots. It's like in the newest cartoon, Raph is like 2 to 3 times the size of every other turtle.
He's huge. He's utterly massive. It's nonsense.
Okay, that is not something that that's not what's going on here.
And then Donnie's like a skinny little bespectacled nerd, and Mikey's just tiny.
But yeah, it's been I enjoyed it. It was sort of a whim, a pickup on a whim, grabbed it, and I have been enjoying my relatively short Ninja Turtles topic.
Cool. I will say that there was the reveal for Path of Exile 3.26. It looks wild. I will have more to say next week because it launches on Friday. So, but that's probably all I'll say tonight. Will it make up for the year-long delay? Probably not, but it looks good.
Apparently, AggroChat announced just a few hours ago that they're doing an Expanse game.
An action RPG at that.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
So that is probably cool. I'll be looking forward to it.
I need to read the novels because I liked the show. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we will see you again next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you.